A story of rags to riches. How my mentor became wealthy while he was just a high school dropout. Hello and welcome. Last weekend, I met up with my mentor. I haven't seen him in a couple months. I have been busy with a few projects that I'm focusing on. If there is one thing I admire about my mentor, is his ability to make everyone seen and heard. He is not one of those people who blush you off if you ask questions, especially if it's something you seek to learn and understand. If he can help with an answer or a solution, he will gladly offer the assistance. And most importantly, if for a reason, he can't. He tells you up front, "This is beyond my expertise." He won't waste your time with bogus explanation, trying to sound cool and know-it-all. He sometimes tells me he is still learning and perfecting his skills. So I don't just take his advice, I should do my own research, seek out more information and find what works for me. The most important thing that drew me to him was his down-to-earth character. I met him at a time when my finances were in ruins and was trying to figure out what to do. His advice and patience got me to where I am today. At first glance, you wouldn't think my mentor is a high school dropout, nor would you think he is a multimillionaire. Let me take you back 5 years ago. On one Monday morning, I am seated at a banking hall. I had gone to the bank to take a loan. I don't know what happened that day, but it seemed like there was more customers in the waiting than I recalled of the bank. So naturally, I did like most people do. I took out my phone and clicked on a video which I had downloaded before to watch. I put on my earphone and began noting down a few notes that I found useful to refer later. I was so focused on the video that I didn't realize the line was moving. A guy next to me tapped my shoulder. I removed my earphone and he said, "We are finally moving." I looked up to see 2 empty spaces in front of me. So I stood up to occupy one. I had some documents on my lap, so they ended up on the floor. I had to put my notebook down to collect them. The guy seated next to me helped to pick it up, and when handing it to me, he spotted a few notes I had noted down. And he asked me, "Are you a financial advisor?" I looked at him and said, "I wish. If I was, I won't be here seated in the bank with messed up finances. I am trying to learn more about money, and hopefully I can climb out of this hole I have dug for myself." We ended up having a conversation about money, and from that short conversation, I felt like he knew something about money. I didn't know who he was or what he did for a living, but his approach to money was very different, so I got curious. I innocently asked him, "Could I make an appointment with you? I would like to exchange ideas with you. I know your time is valuable, so I will just take a few minutes of your time. I would love to learn from you. If you can become my mentor or a coach, I would appreciate greatly. You can charge me for your time and knowledge. At this point, I'm ready to invest in knowledge, if it means getting me out of the state I am in," which was being broke, desperate, afraid, and worry. He looked at me for a while, probably assessing if I was serious. And he said, "I am not a teacher and have never coached anyone. But if you think my knowledge can help you in some way, why not?" He ended up agreeing. We exchanged contacts, and a week later I sat in his office with a notebook in my hand. We had agreed I would interview him for 1 hour. We ended up chatting for more than 3 hours. I was hungry for information. I was tired of the state I was in, and most of all, I was willing to make a change. After that day, I would meet up with him from time to time to discuss my progress. We ended up forming a great friendship that extended to other areas, like shared hobbies to doing business together. From a desire to learn and improve, I found a great mentor and a friend. And this is his story. When my mentor was young, about 9 years old, he went to live with his grandmother. His mother had 3 other kids that were younger than him. Taking care of 4 kids as a single mother with no regular income was very tough for her, so she ended up taking my mentor to his grandmother. My mentor was in second year in high school when his grandmother died. His grandmother was paying for his schooling, so going back to his mother, he did not expect his mother to be in a position to put him back to school, so he dropped out. He began doing all sort of odd jobs he could find. He was very cautious about his spending, choosing many a times to forego lunchtime meals, and saving as much as he could, while helping his mother whenever he could. At 24, he started a small business with his savings. As his business grew, he ventured into other businesses and made a fortune over 2 decades. Though lack of higher education did not block his ability to earn millions, it automatically put him at a disadvantage, he thought. He had to rely on others to understand business contracts and some other aspects of business. He had a desire to expand his business, but lack of higher education put the idea on hold. He couldn't trust himself enough to handle the business. He felt lacking. So he decided to do something about it. He hired a private teacher to put him through high school education. He later joined university and did a degree in economics. In university, he realized something. He felt insecure about lack of education, only to meet students that went to school so they could later go out and make money. It dawned on him one day what he felt lacking was an advantage. He had money knowledge, while others were seeking it. But the astonishing thing was, there were no lessons about making money. So, he asked his professor, "Why is there no lessons about making money?" His professor answered, "It's not in the curriculum." The answer his professor gave him bothered him much. Why would there be no lessons about money, while one of the main reasons for going to school is not only to get knowledge but to also use that knowledge to make money? At that time he understood one thing. He felt insecure and lacking to expand his business, while all the knowledge and experience he needed to do so, he already possessed. Within that year he expanded his business, made more money in a single year than all his lifetime of earning, before he attained his degree. The most remarkable thing he said to me was, he did not finish his degree because he needed the education to make him feel worthy and qualified. He did so from curiosity. He wanted to understand how education would help and impact his life. It wasn't until he graduated that he understood, school education give you half knowledge, but if you seek to become successful, you will need other form of education. This knowledge you get it from the streets. You gain this knowledge through experience, trial and error, from others who are ahead of you, and mostly being courageous enough to venture out of your comfort zone, risking to fail and learning from failures. It turns out, the disadvantage he felt from dropping out of high school, which was holding him back, was a blessing in disguise. He needed education from school to understand business, but also he needed the education the streets taught him to succeed. He had to go out and earn to provide for his mother and younger siblings, to put his younger siblings in school while he himself was a dropout. He wouldn't let the past define him, while he had accomplished so much. He thought he would feel more qualified and feel secure, but the only thing he needed was to believe in himself more. Though the degree did help him, but still he had to hire others. A successful business has more than one department. He had to hire marketing personnel, human resource, sales personnel, and all other employees he needed for the company to run smoothly. His degree helped in one area while he had to hire others to operate other areas of the company. So the thoughts and the feeling of being dependent on others is weakness and would put him at a disadvantage was baseless. He advocate for getting school education but also get street education. One of his philosophy is, real schooling starts after completing school education. Don't just think you know everything, that everything will just magically go your way after school, and you will become successful, because you went to school. Go out there and gather information. Don't just rely on what you learned from school. Seek out mentors. Learn from those that are where you want to go. Put yourself in the uncomfortable, fail and learn. Dare to do more and dare to learn more. With limited school education and limited resources, my mentor changed his life, from a person who many people thought he was doomed to becoming one of the wealthiest people in our country. He only had a burning desire, a stubborn mindset of never giving up, a hunger to do more and be more, a great self-concept and a great attitude towards life. He wouldn't let his circumstances make him a victim. He went out and did something about it. Indeed, life doesn't happen to us, it happens through us. It's what we do with what we have that counts, not what we think we should have, or what others owe us and should have given to us. I refuse to become a victim of circumstances, he said. I refuse to feel unworthy just because I did not have higher education and went out to get it. I refuse to give up just because I had been dealt with a hard blow. I refuse to be poor and being dependent on others and thought others can depend on me. If I needed to make money, the only thing I need is to put in effort. Effort of learning what I need to do and effort in actually doing what I need to do. To put in time, focus, energy and show up consistently even when it get tough and I will make money. You bet I will show up. Hard doesn't scare me. Rejection doesn't put me off. The time it will take doesn't bother me. What bothers me is, am I giving it my all? Am I doing everything within my power to achieve it? What a remarkable man. What a remarkable mindset. I went from wanting to get rich overnight to actually putting in work to see results. I thought he would give me ideas to get rich overnight. He ended up inspiring me to value growth, to value making money step by step, and understand the journey. If I could master a system, I could duplicate it and use it to start other businesses. Having money without the knowledge to manage it successfully is detrimental. Making large sums of money doesn't solve financial problems. What solves financial problems is understanding finances. Understanding the concept of money, wealth creation, and wealth mindset. You can make money easily, he says, but the question you should ask yourself is, how are you going to hold on to it to see it grow? Many people think that they don't make enough money, but what most of them lack is the knowledge of how to manage their money. You start by being a better manager of $1,000 if you want to manage well $1 million. Everyone makes money, but not everyone holds on to it to see it grow. I can't agree more on that. So, last weekend, I raised a glass to celebrate his 65th birthday. But mostly, to celebrate a man that has helped shape my life, by mentoring me and for a great friendship that was born from a desperation from my side, and a desire to mentor someone and help them grow on his part. Like I always say in every video, financial freedom is a journey you take to gain something, but ends up becoming something different. You gain the money, but also become a person with a great mindset. This not only helps your finances, but also other areas of your life. It affects how you think, how you view life, your self-concept, and how you do things, and these creates a different identity for yourself, putting you into a different life trajectory. You only become better and achieve more if you maintain the mindset while upgrading your knowledge. Life may be hard to you today, but you can only change that by changing your mindset. Life may have put you through things that seems unfair, but don't let yourself be a victim. Make a decision to do something about it. Don't take things as they are. Dare to face life head-on. Dare to show up for yourself. Dare to stand up even if everything around you is telling you to stay down. Dare to try one more time. Dare to pitch your idea to someone even if you have been rejected before. Dare to say it's not over. This is not permanent. It is temporary. I will find a way, and if I can't, then I will create a way. That's all I had for you today. If you liked the video, consider subscribing, like and share. See you on the next video.